Welcome back to video number 2. Again, I'm sorry for the voice going up and down. Doing the best I can do with no power. So the royal family's been very busy. Let's jump in and cover it, shall we? Let's go. All right, we're going to start off with this story. Harry did not meet up with Sarah Ferguson or Beatrice, even though they were both in New York at the same time. They're saying that Harry was just, too busy to meet with those family members, but they're hoping something can be squeezed into the diary before everybody departs at the end of the week. Well, the end of the week has come and gone already. No, they did not squeeze anything in. Let's move on now to Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Apparently, she very privately and quietly took in a matinee performance of Giselle by the English National Ballet in London. And of course, later on, she publicly thanked them on her X account. It's being reported this outing was absolutely personal, not professional. Catherine is not the royal patron to the National Ballet. That is Queen Camilla. And some pictures came out of Camilla at a rehearsal for the same performance. But we do know that Catherine is a big ballet fan and dance and has gone to, some of this stuff with her children in the past. We know that Catherine has taken Princess Charlotte before to a dress rehearsal of the Nutcracker. And let's not forget, we heard that George at one point was taking ballet lessons. He got horribly bullied. And so hundreds of ballet performers came out in Times Square and danced for him. Love it. Let's move on. We're going to see the Duke of Gloucester now. He went and visited the Octavia Hills birthplace house on September 26th because he wanted to see the newly created National Army Cadet Force Museum. Apparently, the Army Cadets Corps of Drums played as he inspected a Guard of Honor made up from the local Army Cadet Force detachments. There were volunteers, guests, and trustees there that wanted to meet the Duke of Gloucester. By the way, this visit also marked, according to the article, Octavia's legacy from 1889 when she established the first independent Army cadet unit. Yeah. Now, the Duke was then given a presentation by retired Colonel Mark Knight on the history of the birthplace house. He then toured the museum, which was opened in 2023, and of course went on tours of other parts of the house as well. And pupils from a nearby school got to watch and meet the Duke at the same time that this was all going on. The museum itself displays different kinds of uniforms. There's a timeline from 1889 to present day. There's touchscreen videos. There's pictures. There's YouTube links. There's all kinds of stuff there for the kids. There's a virtual tour with information points created for cadets who can't visit the museum in person. I just love that kind of stuff. Moving on. Let's move on now to Princess Anne, the Princess Royal. She is patron of Sense International, and they had a 30th anniversary dinner, which she attended. I'm trying to picture, I have seen her in that outfit before. Remoulade Sauce hasn't covered it, but I have seen it somewhere before, but I think she looks just lovely in the gold. She's always so styling. All right, let's move on. Sticking with Princess Anne, the Lord Mayor and the Lady Mayoress met her when Anne was there visiting Hull Trinity House Academy as the Sailors' Children patron. She also attended the Anchor of Celebration event. I love that outfit. And the event was to thank supporters of the charity, which I think she does just by being present. Of course, I'm a little biased. All right, let's move on now to Prince Edward. All right, next up, I told you before that Edward was in Monaco. Well, while he was there, he visited the British educational establishment. It was the School of Monaco, which has just been accredited for the Duke of Edinburgh Awards this term. And so, of course, while he was there, he met students and he unveiled a plaque. I think he's doing really well with the title that he, took from Philip after his death. All right, moving on. We're going back to Princess Anne. Princess Anne went to this group because they had their 50th anniversary event. And Princess Anne is the patron of the Spinal Injuries Association. I did not know that. Now, I'm assuming this happened on the same day as her last event because it looks like she's wearing the same outfit. She looked lovely getting those flowers. All right, let's move on to King Charles and Queen Camilla. They went to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Scottish Parliament. So the king traveled up to Edinburgh. He was wearing the whole kilt outfit, complete with the sporran, and he was at Holyrood on that day. He visited with Queen Camilla, who looked really beautiful in her blue coat. There were a lot of familiar faces there. Apparently, former First Minister Nicola Sturgeon was there. Mr. Humza Yousaf was there. Yeah, a lot of people were walking into the chamber. It's very obvious that the king loves Scotland. He gave a speech, and I want to tell you what he said. We are all here at the end of each day, united by our love of Scotland, because of its natural beauty, of course, but also because of its strength of character, based as it is on the extraordinary diversity of its people, whose range of ideas, skills, energy, passions, and frequently deeply held beliefs never cease to inspire me. Now, of course, before everything started, there was a lot of pomp and circumstance, and the crown of Scotland was brought into the debating chamber. You should know that those are called the honors of Scotland. It's the crown and the sword, and they date from the late 15th and early 16th century during the reigns of James IV and James V, the grandfather and father of Mary, Queen of Scots. This chamber that they were in was actually called the Holyrood Chamber. I didn't know that. Also on this particular day, Gaelic singer Joy Dunlap performed in front of the crown of Scotland. It looks like it went off very well. Everybody was really loving on King Charles and Queen Camilla. And when it was over, they left. And that's when the fun started. People were really going on about Queen Camilla's outfit, saying that they thought it was a design from an authentic Scottish hunting tartan. That it was, and I'm saying what they said, it was a serene, regal, and graceful blue. I happen to like the blue jacket with the green hat. People also noticed Camilla's brooch. Thank you to Remoulade Sauce. It's Mary's Diamond Thistle brooch. Of course, when the whole thing was over, as I said, and they left the chambers, there were lots and lots and lots of people there waiting to meet both Charles and Camilla, and they did not disappoint. I have to say, for somebody who's still in chemo, I think Charles is looking really good, and things must be going well, or they wouldn't have allowed him to be around this many people because, chance of infection, he could get sick. So I'm taking this as a good sign. And finally, King Charles paid tribute to Dame Maggie Smith. We know her from Harry Potter and Downton Abbey. She passed away at the age of 89 in the hospital. Hopefully it was peaceful and painless. I'm going to miss her. I loved her acting. She actually passed away on the same day, a year later, of another Harry Potter person. And finally, I'm not going to say her name because she didn't give me permission to, but I got this email from one of my subscribers telling me, we talked about the winery that just opened up. Well, come to find out, there's a lot of them. The UK really does produce good wine. So for those of you who were there, try to taste it and let me know. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. Go down into the description box where you'll find the links to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon, which is currently paused, my Amazon wish list, and my physical address. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.